Is a lack of trust in yourself keeping you from trusting others?
Well, we're going to reveal the truth about that statement today here on My Sober Truth. Well, it's June 23rd, and it's time for another double shot of My Sober Truth, trusting others.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that fun?
Yeah. I had to come to that, just like I do everything else. I had to come to understand how that worked out for me.
Exactly. Well, it's interesting. We love this reading today because there's a couple just great sentences. And I'm going to read one, and then we're going to dive in. I'm going to get your insights on it. I gain confidence in myself, however, when I practice honesty in all my affairs.
Yeah.
You know what I loved about this, and it's like everything we do in 12 steps, it's like these little baby steps.
Right.
I learned to trust myself. I learned to trust myself.
Right.
I trust myself more. And then all of a sudden I have a baseline for trust in life.
Right.
And then I can start applying it to someone else.
Right.
That's how I see it, but I'd love your take on it.
Well, I mean, when working the steps, so much of this stuff kind of goes maybe in reverse, backwards from what I would have thought it would have happened. Mainly because I didn't realize maybe how poorly I thought of myself, and then how that reflected through my life. If I didn't trust what I seen in the mirror, it's going to be awful tough for me to trust anyone else. So it kind of goes in line with the steps as well. I've heard the steps described before as, basically the first 3 steps, you learn to get a relationship with God. Second 3 steps, you learn to get a relationship with yourself.
Right.
Third 3 steps, you learn to get a relationship with others.
Right.
You repair some of those relationships. And then the final 3 steps, you do it all again.
Right.
So with that being said, if I'm going in the order that the steps tell me to go through, I've got to get right with myself before I can get right with others. So it just makes sense, looking back now, that there was no way I was going to be able to. I never trusted other people. I look back now and I understand the reason I didn't trust other people was because I didn't trust myself. I knew I was a liar. I knew I cheated. I knew I did all of these things wrong. So there was no way I was ever going to have a relationship with someone else where I trusted them. That being said, I wrote a little something here. As I learn to trust myself, I can better gauge my trust in others.
Right.
So as I started practicing honesty in all my affairs, and once again, that comes with time. I had told so many little white lies in my life, I didn't know what was the truth and what wasn't for a while. With that being said, now, as I have learned to gain this trust in myself, I've learned that I am my actions, not my thoughts. I've learned that I am a pretty good guy.
Right.
I'm not perfect, but I'm a pretty good guy. Well, now my trust in others has definitely went up. I definitely feel like my gauge of how I should feel about other people has gotten better as time has went on. So that being said, the more I do this and the more I apply this to my life, kind of as an ancillary benefit, the trust in others and the ability to gauge situations and gauge others' motives towards you gets better. The more I trust myself, the more trust I'm willing to put in other people, or not willing to put in other people, because I'm better able to sense and gauge what's really going on in a situation. I'm more able to gauge what's happening in the moment is really kind of what that boils down to.
And that makes sense. That makes sense, Schmitz. So we're putting this all together. I was thinking about that Bible verse that talks about love your neighbor as yourself.
Yeah.
And my mind immediately made the jump in this situation. Maybe we need to learn to trust our neighbors like we trust ourselves in this situation. And kind of a weird twist in that proverb, but it's true. I mean, if we don't have a baseline of trust in ourselves, we don't have a measure of what's true and what's not.
Right.
But as we build that up in our own lives, we can learn to trust others.
Right.
And I love it. So as we wrap up, I'm going to pose a question to our viewers today, and I'm curious as your take on this. What has learning to trust yourself taught you about trusting others? I'd love to hear your insights on this, and who knows, what you say may help someone else today. So be sure to put your answers down in the comments section below. And on that note, from My Sober Truth, I'm Mark.
Hey, and I'm Sean. And here's hoping that today you stay drunk with success. Love y'all.
Hey folks, thanks for watching. If you're thirsty for another round, then belly on up to mysobertruth.com and click on the double shot button today. There you'll find the encouragement, inspiration, and support that'll help you stay clean, on track, and prospering in every area of your life. Take a moment to subscribe to this channel, and if you got a minute, stick around. Let's watch another video together.